Cast with Lonzo in command. Brought to you by Compton Entertainment Chamber, across the land. News and information, straight and uncut, we deliver. Real talk every time, sharp like a sliver. Like and subscribe, stay tuned, let's time.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is Lonzo Williams, president of the Compton Entertainment Chamber of Commerce and the editor for the Hub City Legend newspaper in the city of Compton. And as you very well know, I've been interviewing candidates for various offices for the last 2 or 3 months now. And today I have a very unique candidate, some of y'all might not even realize have to be voted into office. Today, my guest is Judge Pat Conley of the Compton Court, Los Angeles County Court, stationed in Compton. Pat, Judge Conley, how you doing today?
Hey, I'm good. I'm doing really well. I appreciate you having me on.
I'm glad to have you. I'm glad to be beside you and not in front of you. And every time I have contact, okay? I met Judge Conley not because I was in trouble, but because he has a program at that's I think it's a part of the probation program I was asked to speak at a few weeks ago. And he mentioned that he was up for re-election. I said, come on the podcast, let's talk about this. Because most people don't realize that judges have to be voted in. Okay. And that is not we don't see you guys on doing the same kind of campaigns that the mayors and the city councilmen do. How do you do your advertising and promotion to be a judge?
It's kind of interesting. It's changed. It used to be slates and such. Now it's more digital advertising, online. And then also the newspapers that endorse are obviously very important. Getting on shows like yours, people in the community. A lot of it's just word of mouth, even though there's 6 million voters here in LA County.
Wow. How long have you been a judge?
I'm in my 18th year here, every single day spent here in the city of Compton.
Oh, okay. So you just like Judge Fowler did. So he pretty much, what do you call it, stationed, or what is how do they call that?
We're assigned here.
Assigned, okay.
Okay. And look, Kelvin's been here for 30 years. And you're the son of Compton. He is the first family of Compton.
Tell us about that program that I had the preview of speaking in a few weeks ago.
Sure. And I know I've thanked you before, but you did a great service by coming in and speaking. It's a program where we have individuals that have certain issues. Many times it's drugs. It could be mental health issues. There's quite a few things that would enable you to be part of the program. A lot of these people have multiple convictions in their background. They are evaluated by both the DA's office and either the public defender's office or the alternate public defender's office. Probation is involved. There's certain programs that are also involved with that. They make recommendations. The court, myself, actually makes the final decision as to whether or not they're going to be accepted into the program. And then they are in the program for 2 years. It's a situation where they have the opportunity to earn a dismissal and quite honestly, get a new chance at life. But usually it's required them to go to a program, whether it be a drug rehab, which is most commonly. They've got to go through that for a period of time, both inpatient and outpatient. Sometimes we have other considerations, anger management. Maybe there's mental health concerns. They're going to be medicated. And if they are able to graduate from that program, the new lease on life is those charges are then dismissed. And you were kind enough to come speak at our last graduation. And so that was the graduation. Those were the individuals who had made it through the program. And you were there for that and speaking to them.
That's a different kind of justice, Judge. I've heard of programs for teens like that. I've never heard anything like that for adults. And one of those guys, I talked to him in the lobby. He was looking at about 8 or 9 years, so he was really glad to do everything.
It's interesting. Eligibility is measured by many different things, but most of these people have a lot of convictions in their background. Some of them have very serious convictions in their background, and it's more rare than not, but some of the people that we have in front of us also have convictions. And recently I had a young man, I say young man, he had built up quite a background going through the system, and actually was in front of us on a very serious charge where he was similar to the gentleman that you were speaking to, was looking at, I believe, 8 years in state prison that was suspended over his head. And it's interesting. We put him in the program, and he violated the rules of the program. And he came in. What happens is we have probation do a report on that. Part of that report, even though it says that he had tested positive for certain things, was actually incorrect. There was medication that he'd been given, and so it came up as a positive test. But he himself admitted that he fell off the wagon for one day. And it was a situation where not only did I give him one more chance, but he's doing fantastic. And it really is a great program. It's not everyone is eligible for it, and you really have to want to get through it. But if you do, I think it does give these people a new lease on life.
What do you think your success rate is on the program?
You know, that's hard to say. I would say that it's over 50%. Okay. But it's one of those programs where you really have to want to do it. And look, I am fortunate to be able to sit and handle that. Look, the stories are wonderful. You yourself came in and you were very inspiring when you spoke to them. And I cannot tell you how much I appreciate it, and everyone else appreciates someone of your stature coming in and speaking to them. It means the world. And these people have really worked hard, and you saw it firsthand. And it's really a wonderful program.
Now, is your courtroom the only courtroom that offered that program, or does other courtrooms do it as well?
I am the only one that offers that program here in Compton. So I run the collaborative court, and so it comes through me. I'm actually the master calendar, and so almost all the trials and all the homicides come through me, and so that's part of the work that I do.
Okay, then that has to be an interesting situation. We're not going to talk about cases today. I learned that from Judge Fowler. We can't talk about cases. We're going to talk about your background. Where are you from?
You know what? I grew up when I was young in Huntington Park. We moved to Cypress when I was little. My mom, my old man passed away a few years ago, but my mom still lives there. And I live in Orange County. I live probably about a quarter of a mile from my mom in Los Alamitos.
Okay, I think you're relatively close.
Yeah, very close.
Compton. Where'd you go to school? I'm just asking the resume questions now. What's the resume?
Okay, well, I went to school in University of San Diego. I went there for both undergrad and for law school. When I got out, I went into the DA's office. My father was in law enforcement. It seemed like just a natural progression. I actually was here working as a law clerk. I'd just gotten out of law school in April of '92. So I saw the devastation that occurred here in Compton firsthand, literally working here in the courthouse at the time. After I became a DA, I came back here and worked hardcore, which is gang homicides for the most part, here in Compton for 4 or 5 years. After that, moved to Long.
Happened. He disappeared. Judge Conley be right back. We had a little brief interruption, but I'm quite sure he'll be right back. He stepped. I don't know what happened. He lost his connection, but that's okay. He'll be right back. We're waiting on him. You're live with Lonzo right here on the Hub City Legend News podcast, brought to you by the Compton Entertainment Chamber of Commerce and we do this whenever our guests are available. So we might pop up at any given point in time throughout the day and just jump on the show and record it, post it on our YouTube channel. And here, like I said, he's right back.
Sorry about that.
It happens sometimes.
But anyhow, yeah. So I took the bench in January of 2009. Came here, and I've been working here ever since.
Okay, all right, fantastic. So you have a lot of various experience in some of the hardest cases. I guess the murder cases would probably be the most difficult to deal with.
You know, on some levels, it is definitely on the emotional level, because no matter what, on both sides, you have victims. You know, the defendants' families, they're also victims. You have the victims' families. Obviously, they've lost a loved one. So emotionally, those are most definitely the difficult cases to deal with, especially when you're talking about the death of a child or something along those lines. Not that any death is good, but the one nice thing about dealing with cases of that magnitude, especially here in Compton, the attorneys on both sides are actually phenomenal attorneys. Some of the best trial attorneys you'll ever see come through this courthouse. And so it's fair to say that makes the job for the judge much easier.
Okay. All right. Now, I'm gonna do it like this. Once you're reelected, is there anything you want to change, you want to improve in your courtroom, or you want to keep the status quo? What do you see coming for 2026, going into 2027 for Judge Conley in the Compton courts?
Well, in many ways, just status quo. I appreciate what I get to do here, but with the program that we handle, and as you saw, we were also very fortunate to have a gentleman, Kyle Patterson, come in from the Carpenters Union.
Right.
And that was somebody I only met because of my going through this reelection. So, you know, God has a reason for a lot of things.
Okay.
And in doing that, speaking with him and the Carpenters Union, they had talked about apprenticeships, something that I had never considered. And he spoke. His story was phenomenal. He was fantastic. But he has lent himself. I know that at least one of our candidates, one of the individuals in the program, has already talked to the Carpenters Union about getting involved. And so those are apprenticeships. Those are jobs for these individuals. And so I'm right now working with two other unions trying to bring in other apprenticeships for the people in our programs.
Okay.
And look, once you get out, a lot of these people don't have something to look forward to. You know, you still have certain issues. Hey, if we can get them a job, it can mean everything to a person.
I have a pet peeve. I'm gonna run it past you.
Okay.
And basically, what it is, I was in school. I was like a B minus C student. Okay. If you were an A student, they had a program for you. If you were failing, they had a program for you. But the people in the middle, so if you are an overachiever, they got a program for you. But if you are about to go to prison, they got a program for you. Do they have any program for people in the middle that keep them from slipping between the cracks and hopefully elevate to the next level?
You know what? I'm not really involved in that, but I will tell you this. As far as the apprenticeships that we're talking about, I'm trying to bring them in because of the program that we have.
Okay.
But my understanding in speaking with the various unions, when they have these apprenticeships, it's something that somebody else, anyone in the community can go out and try and get.
Okay.
And so, you know, it takes a little bit of, hey, you got to move your feet and you got to get out there and try and get that. And unlike yourself, I was not the middle student. You know what they call the man who graduates last in medical school, right?
What's that?
That's doctor. You know what they call the man who graduates last in law school?
Lawyer.
Your Honor. So, yeah. So I'm not going to even pretend that I was a good student in law school, but it's one of those things where these apprenticeships, even though I'm trying to bring them in for the people that are in our programs, because to me, that's the next natural step once they get out of the program. We don't want them to go back to anything that they had. And so bringing in those apprenticeships might be able to get them employment where they may have a harder time getting it than most everyone else on the street.
Okay.
But those apprenticeships are available.
All right, fantastic. Well, you know what? Yesterday I voted. I saw your name on the ballot, and if I did not have met you, I would not have known to mark that box. But I'm telling you right now, I don't do a lot of endorsements. I don't do I try not to. I can because I'm a Chamber of Commerce and not a 501c3. But I would definitely endorse you for re-election. I met Judge Conley. Sometimes, you meet people in the strange places. Because me and Compton Court have a history. Okay, we have a history. I've not always been the nice guys you guys know today, but to walk in that courtroom and go back past the judges, where you stand, the dais or whatever, and go back in the judges chambers and not be scolded or lectured. See a guy got M&Ms on his desk and on his office, and he talks to you like a human being, not as a defendant. Judge, super cool. Like I said, I don't want to go in front. I want to stand beside him. I don't want to be in front of him. But please, folks, if you don't know anybody for the judge, because I don't know any other judges on the ballot, Judge Pat Conley. Okay, I'm gonna endorse him. He's a good guy. He has a great program, and he's redirecting a lot of lives that could be in the penitentiary. And that right there is a blessing within itself.
I appreciate it, Lonzo. I can't say enough, and I am honored and humbled. And meeting you has really been fantastic. And as you know already, and I'll let everyone else here know, we're going to be inviting you back to speak at our next graduation. You were fantastic, and I really do appreciate it.
I'll be there. Anything you want to say before we wrap up?
No, hey, I just appreciate the time. I wish I wasn't going through this, but I am. And I just appreciate, look, the one thing I do want to say is I've got a wonderful wife who is kicking me in the behind constantly on top of this. I got 2 wonderful children. I got family. My mom's wonderful. My mother-in-law is wonderful. I'm very lucky, but I'm really most fortunate for the backing from both the defense and the prosecutors, from all the bench. Everyone has really been unbelievably supportive. And I think that one of the reasons is because of the way I speak. I'm not that bright, so I have to keep it very simple. But I speak to somebody just as I would want them to speak with me.
That's all you can ask for.
I appreciate that.
All right, Judge Conley, you'll see him on the ballot, folks. Judge Conley, is it Judge Conley or Pat Conley?
It's Judge Pat Conley. Okay. There you go.
All right. Anything else?
That's it. Hey, Lonzo, I really appreciate the time.
Thank you.
Thank you, and I will see you soon.
All right. Peace.
All right. Take care. Bye-bye.
Welcome to Hub City Legend Podcast with Lonzo in command. Brought to you by Compton Entertainment Chamber, across the land. News and information, straight and uncut, we deliver. Real talk every time, sharp like a sliver. Like and subscribe, stay tuned.